Hi, I'm Allison Stateman, and this is 10 Questions for Time. I'm here with Smokey Robinson on the 50th anniversary of Motown Records. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Allison. It's a pleasure.
I never get tired of hearing them, but do you ever get tired of singing your songs?
I tell people all the time, I never ever do a show for people. I do a show with people. We go, we have a party, we have a great time. It's fun. I'm working, but I'm having fun. So I have sung some of those songs thousands of times. And every single solitary night, they are all brand new to me. Every time. I've never gotten to the point where I said, oh, I got to hurry up and sing this because I'm bored with this song. Don't happen like that for me. So no, I've never gotten tired of singing any of them.
Merrill Martin in Crawfordsville, Indiana, wants to thank you for helping him and a lot of vets who got through Vietnam. Your songs meant a lot to them. He wants to know, did you have the soldiers in mind when you wrote some of your songs in the 60s?
You know what? Oliver Stone, who is my friend, I met Oliver when he first came back from Vietnam. And how we met was that he had done the movie Platoon. And he had used a couple of my songs in the movie, Tracks of My Tears and one other song. And he told me how important the music of Motown had been to the troops. When somebody's going through that type of trauma, where daily people are dying around you, your friends, people that you got to know, and one of the main ways that you're going to comfort yourself from an atmosphere like that is to listen to some of my music. Man, that's beautiful. That's so overwhelming. That is a great honor to think that those guys were comforted by my music.
Did you and your colleagues at Motown have any idea that your work was so special and would be so revered 50 years later?
On the day that Berry Gordy started Motown, there were 5 people there. He had a plan. He sat us down, he said, we are not going to make black music. We're going to make music for people. We're going to make music for the world. We're going to make music with some great beats and some great stories. None of us ever dared to dream that Motown would become what it has become around the world. So many, many, many barriers were broken down with the music because, like I explained to you earlier, we were going through the civil rights movement, and we'd go places, and especially in the South, where the audiences would be segregated. There would be like white people on this side and black people on this side, white people upstairs and black people downstairs, or vice versa. You know, after we'd been making music for a year or so, we go back to those same places, and not only were they there, they were mingling and dancing with each other and having a good time with each other because they had a common love. They had a common joy, which was the music of Motown. So no, none of us ever dared to dream that it would become what it has become.
Out of the various artists who you've worked with in Motown, who was your favorite singer?
This is not a downplay of any of the people that I've worked with because they were all wonderful, great singers. But I would have to say Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is one of those people who is everlasting. When he came into the studio, I would sit at the piano and I would show him, or I'd play a track or something like that and show him my song. And he would proceed to sing my song like he already knew it before he got there and like he had written it because he was that familiar with it. I always used to tell him, man, you came and you Marvinized my song because he did, you know. Great singer. And so he would have to be on the top of my list.
What do you think of the use of samples of your music in hip-hop? Is it stealing or tribute?
As a songwriter, that is the greatest form of flattery almost that you can get. Sample all of mine, please. There are millions and millions and millions and millions of songs. And out of all those millions and millions and millions and millions of songs, you pick one of mine? God bless you. Thank you.
This question is from Cheryl Valprado in Michigan. Many of your greatest songs are sad ones. Do you have any good advice for young people with a broken heart?
Time is my advice. Time is the greatest healer that there is. You know, and most of the time, with time, tragedy becomes comedy. Something that you thought was unbearable. This thing was so tragic to you when it happened that it is impossible to go on. I can never recover from this. 10 years from now, you'll laugh about it. And you say, oh man, I thought I'd never recover from that, but you know, here I am.
Is there something that comes to mind in your life that you thought you wouldn't get over?
There have been times when, especially in the early days, and we would be out on the road doing shows, and we'd go places in the South especially where they didn't want to serve us, and we would sit there for an hour before anybody would even come and say, what do you want? That was like some tragic stuff at the time, but now I can laugh about it. I can say, well, golly, that was stupid of them, and but I'm glad, you know, that I lived to experience that, and I'm glad that I'm at a point in my life when I can look back on it and smile.